films even after losing a box. After a 5-mile walk around town, I never smell your socks. You hid movies from your folks and your mom hid them from your grandma. And a lot of the time that we hang out, you record it with your camera. Always have the strength to forgive when I hit you in the eye. You eat Chinese ramen, nachos, fish, even pizza pie. Standing tall with curly hair, leather jacket wrapped. Oh look, here he comes, the Million Film Almanac. Bobbly, 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 bellissimo. Bobbly, 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 bellissimo. Bobbly, bellissimo. Bobbly, bellissimo.
Hi, and welcome to Terribly Fun Film. Today, we're continuing with what we started last week. Last week, we, of course, looked at The Beastmaster. So it stands to reason that today, we're looking at The Beastmaster 2 Through the Portal of Time. The production history on this film is a little crazy, actually, as original screenwriter Jim Wynorski, he of basically every B-movie ever fame, was slated to direct when he was done writing the script, but it was taken away from him because producer Sylvia Cabot, who did produce the first movie as well, decided that he was going to direct it. So Wynorski feels like the rug was pulled out from under him and was very proud of the script that he turned in under the assumption he was going to be directing it. So, was the script just that good, Cabot couldn't help himself, or just the fact that this is Cabot's only directorial credit, meaning the movie's, well, bad? Well, let's find out as we review The Beastmaster 2 Through the Portal of Time. Through the Portal of Time does continue the adventures of Dar, once again played by Mark Singer, on his quest to rid his land of evil. It turns out Maya was just a high priest for a higher power named Arklon, who is played by Wings Hauser in this movie. Arklon wants revenge against Dar for destroying Mayak and ruining his chances at taking over the entire world. And the first 30 minutes of this movie are magnificent. The first 30 or so, give or take a few minutes, of The Beastmaster 2 Through the Portal of Time are better than any single 30-minute section in the first film. It's great and awesome. And as I was rewatching the movie, because I've seen it once before I rewatched it for this review, I was like, I wonder why this isn't talked about in the same breath, as this is amazing. It starts off with Dar already being kidnapped by the bad guys, and they're about to sacrifice him for an ancient magic that'll help them take over the rest of the land. He uses his animal pals, of course, to help save the day. There's an exciting sequence in which he's, being chased around the temple, and the animals are fighting, he's fighting. It's really great stuff. Then he winds up in a forest, which is something we didn't really see that much in the first movie. And he meets an ancient, old, weazened creature who is basically Yoda if Yoda wore everything he should ever be guilty of on his face. This person, creature, witch thing looks amazing and creepy and just as grotesque as in the first movie. And it moves interestingly. It's very well acted. It's mesmerizing and awesome. And the first 30 minutes are brilliant. And then the portal of time from the subtitle of the movie comes into play. And things swiftly get very goofy. Not necessarily bad goofy. Just kind of awkward goofy. Even so much that Kari Werher, I guess her character is meant to be like 18, but she plays the character really stupid. like, really stupid. Like, she doesn't understand that driving through a wall into a desert isn't normal. Something fantastic would just happen. You were awake for it. React. And then it definitely has signs of middle-aged men writing for a teenage-ish age girl and just imagining what that dialogue would sound like. And it's very frustrating. Once again, Werher's mostly fine in the role. She does deliver on the comedic sensibility quite often in that regard. And she and Mark Singer play off of each other very well. And as the movie progresses and she buys into the fantasy more, the more annoying aspect of the character in terms of being dumb and that sort of thing does dissipate. So that's both a writing flaw and a weird acting choice, if you ask me. And I don't think it works. I don't think bringing Dar and Arklon to our world ostensibly is all that creative or interesting. Mostly because they don't do anything creative or interesting with it. Arklon's plan is actually kind of cool. He'll go through this dimensional time portal thing and get a neutron bomb and bring it back to his world and use the threat of that to take over everything. That's a scholar's plan. He almost gets away with it too, so he's effective. He's a solid bad guy. And Dar is very heroic and engaging, but it does feel like so much of the movie when we're in our world is designed as comedic set pieces as opposed to actually setting the characters or motion into forward momentum to a new place or anything like that. Anything that takes place in the fantasy world is fantastic. Anything that takes place in our world drags the movie down quite a bit. And again, this movie has 5 screenwriters. I think that's kind of the problem. Each screenwriter had a different idea of what the movie should be, and they were all competing for that to be the main kind of movie it is. Then it winds up being sort of nothing, which is frustrating. With all that being said, though, however egregious his transgressions against what he promised to Murnowski directorially may be, proves himself a very good director. The movie moved very quickly. It barely has time to let you breathe. The action is very exciting. It's really, really pretty. Even the LA stuff looks great. Cinematography, courtesy of Ron Schmidt, is really good. There's a lot of excellent use of background and foreground action going on at the same time. Especially the forest scene earlier with that weird creature which I was talking about. Gorgeous. It also helps that the editing is very quick. That's Adam Bernardi who did that. And once again, the action scenes are just crazy exciting. There's a early chase sequence involving Kari Werher's character. She's super speeding along the highway, and cops are chasing her. It's a dumb action moment that didn't need to be there, but it's a really fun dumb action moment because it is so well done. I would say the biggest disappointment in terms of the technical side of things is probably Robert Folk's score. The first Beastmaster has an amazing score. Just beautiful and evocative of the weird, grotesque, strange landscape this story takes place in. And here, outside of the Beastmaster's theme returning, I don't remember the score whatsoever. I briefly discussed Kari Werher's acting already, so Mark Singer, once again, made for a delightfully fun and charismatic hero, and between all three films, he's really good. He has nice interaction with his animal co-stars. He's very believable in the action scenes. The fantasy names and worlds and spells as well as now sound believable. He sells the fantastical very well. Playing the kind of second bad guy, the witch who has all these powers that can that create the portal of time, Lanaris, which is named Sir Douglas, plays her, and she's vamping it up a little bit, a little over the top, being completely crazy, 100% fun. She is a delight, and I can't help but think if we switched her and Kari Werher how much stronger certain aspects of this movie might have been. Arklon is played by Wings Hauser, as I already mentioned, and he's a really fun bad guy. He's big, and he's imposing, and he delivers his lines in a gruff, demanding manner, and you believe that he's the kind of guy that would take over the entire world. James Avery of, well, the Shredder fame, and of course, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he plays one of the main cops in our world trying to deal with the existence of wherever these people came from because they don't know. And he's fun, and he's fine, and it feels like every James Avery performance I've ever seen. And most of the other actors do a really solid job either getting the fantasy elements right, or at least reacting in a more believable manner when we're in our world to it. So acting-wise, the movie's perfectly fine. It looks really good, but it's so stupid for half the movie. That's kind of the biggest problem, is that once we reach our world, it can't decide if it wants to be a fish out of water comedy, if it wants to keep the more serious thread going on from the fantasy world that Dar and Arklon come from, or if it wants to sort of be a movie where we in our world realize these fantasy type things, these other dimensions do exist, and it tries being all of them, and it doesn't work. And I think that's why in the third movie we stick strictly to the fantasy land. Is the Beastmaster 2 bad? No. There's a lot of great elements to it. Is it necessarily good? Almost. Very close to being good. And I wish it were better so I could praise it more. But when it gets things right, it's amazing. As always, I've been your host, Bobby. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.